with East Newton, Jemiah, did I say that right? Shemaiah Daniel, and she's going to be saying the poem, My Smartest Friend.
Hi everyone, my name is Shemaiah Daniel, and today I'm going to present to you a poem called My Smartest Friend. I have a friend who's brilliant. She's so sophisticated. Her knowledge is enormous, and she's highly educated. Her grasp of facts is awesome. Her memory is massive. Her mind is great to calculate. In math, she is impressive. She really is reliable. She never will complain. She's flexible and pliable and eager to explain. And though she's not so beautiful, I've many friends far cuter. I can't complain or tax my brain. My friend is a computer. Thank you, everyone. Bye. Recess, oh, recess. We love you, you rule. You keep us away from the teachers in school. Your swings are refreshing, your slides are the best. You give us a break from a really hard test. Recess, oh recess, we want you to know you're sweeter than syrup and special like snow. You don't assign homework, you make the day fun. You let us play kickball and run in the sun. Recess, oh recess, you're first on our list. We'll be in despair if you didn't exist. We're happy we have you, you're awesome and cool. Recess, oh recess, we love you, you rule.
Hi, I will be reciting the poem Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout Will Not Take the Garbage Out by Shel Silverstein. Sarah Cynthia Sylvia Stout would not take the garbage out. She'd scour the pots and scrape the pans, candy the yam and spice the hams. And though her daddy would scream and shout, she simply would not take the garbage out. And so it piled up to the ceilings, coffee grounds, potato peelings, brown bananas, rotten peas, chunks of sour cottage cheese. It filled the can, it covered the floor, it cracked the window and blocked the door. With bacon rinds and chicken bones, drippy ends of ice cream cones, prune pits, peach pits, orange peel, gloppy glums of cold oatmeal, pizza crust and withered greens, soggy beans and tangerines, crust of black burned buttered toast, gristly bits of beefy roast. The garbage rolled on down the hall. It raised the roof. It broke the wall. Greasy napkins, cookie crumbs, globs of gooey bubble gum, cellophane from green bologna, rubbery blubbery macaroni, peanut butter caked and dry, curdled milk and crust of pie, moldy melons, dried up mustard, eggshells mixed with lemon custard, cold French fries and rancid meat, yellow lumps of cream of wheat. At last the garbage reached so high that finally it touched the sky. And all her neighbors moved away, and none of her friends would come to play. And then, finally, Sarah Cynthia Stout said, "Okay, I'll take the garbage out." But then, of course, it was too late. The garbage reached across the state, from New York to the Golden Gate. And there in the garbage she did hay. Poor Sarah met an awful fate that I could not right now relate, because the hour is much too late. But children, remember Sarah Stout and always take the garbage out.
Hi, my name is Aaliyah Clark, and I will be reciting the poem Ifing by Langston Hughes. If I had some small change, I'd buy me a mule. Get on that mule and ride like a fool. If I had some greenbacks, I'd buy me a packer. Fill it up with gas and drive that baby backward. If I had $1 million, I'd buy me a plane. And everybody in America think I was insane. But I ain't got $1 million. Fact is, I ain't got a dime. So just by if it, I have a good time.
Hi, my name is Shakila Boswell. I'll be presenting No Difference. No Difference by Shel Silverstein. Small as a peanut, big as a giant. We're all the same size when we turn out the lights. Rich as salt and poor as night. We all are worth the same when we turn out the lights. Red, black, or orange, yellow, or white, we all look the same when we turn out the lights. So maybe the way to make everything right is for God to just reach out and turn out the lights.
The Creature in the Classroom by Jack Perlusky. It appeared inside a classroom at 10:15. It gobbled up the blackboard, 3 erasers, and a pen. It gobbled teacher's apple, bopped her with the core. How dare you, she responded. You must leave us. There's the door. But the thing continued eating. It ate paper, swallowed ink as it gobbled all her homework. I believe I saw a wink. Teacher finally lost her temper. Out, she shouted at the creature. The creature hopped beside her and gobbled up the teacher.
Homework, oh homework, by Jack Perlusky. Homework, oh homework, I hate you, you stink. I wish I could wash you away in the sink. If only a bomb would explode you to bits. Homework, oh homework, you're giving me fits. I'd rather take baths with a man-eating shark, or wrestle a lion alone in the dark. Eat spinach and liver, pet 10 porcupines, then tackle the homework my teacher assigns. Homework, oh homework, you're last on my list. I simply can't see why you even exist. If you disappear, it tickle me pink. Homework, oh homework, I hate you, you stink.
My name is Landon Mendoza. This poem is called My Little Sister by an unknown author. Do you have any idea how different we are? My little sisters from beyond the stars. That's what it seems like, at least to me. She never stops moving, as happy as can be. I thought getting a sister was good at one time. I would take her away and scream that she's mine. But now that she's older, it feels like a pain. She never stops moving. It boggles my brain. When I'm all tired up from a busy day, she still asks, so what can we play? It's hard for her to find friends who like her kind of fun, who play dress-up dolls with bazookas and guns. And though to her face I dare never say, she's sweet in a kind of violent way. She's a little like me, since she doesn't fit in, though why is a different reason. So yes, there are times where I may think she is cute, and even though I may wish she was mute. She's my little sister, and I love her a lot. Sometimes.
Hello, my name is Layla Dyer and I attend Oak Hill Elementary School. Today I will be reciting you the poem Life Doesn't Frighten Me by Maya Angelou. Shadows on the wall, noises down the hall. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Bad dogs barking loud, big ghosts in a cloud. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Mean old mother goose, lions on the loose. They don't frighten me at all. Dragons breathing flames on my counterpane. That doesn't frighten me at all. I go boo, make them shoot. I make fun, way they run. I won't cry, so they fly. I just smile, they go wild. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Tough guys fight all alone at night. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Panthers in the park, strangers in the dark. No, they don't frighten me at all. That new classroom where boys pull my hair, kissy little girls with their hair in curls, they don't frighten me at all. Don't show me frogs and snakes and listen for my scream. If I'm afraid at all, it's only in my dreams. I have a magic charm that I keep up my sleeve. I can walk the ocean floor and never have to breathe. Life doesn't frighten me at all. Not at all. Not at all. Life doesn't frighten me at all.
Hi, my name's Sarah Lamb, and I'm reading a poem called Mystery Mom by Joanna Fuke. Mom, your love's a mystery. How do you do it all? You're always there with the perfect fix for my problems, big and small. Your love protects me day after day, so I'm fearless, safe, and sound. I feel like I can do anything whenever you're around. Mom, your love's a mystery. I haven't got a clue why you love me all the time, but I'm very glad you do.
Hi, my name is Harper, and I will be singing the poem If the World Was Crazy by Shel Silverstein. If the world was crazy, you know what I eat? A big slice of soup and a whole quarter meat, a lemonade sandwich, and then I might try some roasted ice cream or a bicycle pie, a nice notebook salad, an underwear roast, an omelet of hats, and some crisp cardboard toast. A thick malted milk made from pencils and daisies. That's what I eat if the world was crazy. If the world was crazy, you know what I wear? A chocolate suit and a tie made of eclair, some marshmallow earmuffs and licorice shoes, and I read a paper of peppermint news. I call the boys Susie, I call the girls Harry. I talk through my ears and always carry a paper umbrella for winter grew hazy to keep in the rain if the world was crazy. If the world was crazy, you know what I do? I walk on the ocean and swim in my shoes. I fly through the ground and skip through the air. I run down the bathtub and bathe on the stairs. When I met someone, I say, "Goodbye, Joe." And when I was leaving, I say, "Hello." The greatest woman would be silly and lazy, so I would be the king if the world was crazy.
Hi, I'm Skylar, and I'll be reciting My Smartest Friend. Okay. I have a friend who's brilliant. She's so sophisticated. Her knowledge is enormous, and she's highly educated. Her grasp of facts is awesome. Her memory is massive. Her mind is great to calculate. In math, she is impressive. She is really reliable. She never will complain. She's flexible and pliable and eager to explain. And though she's not so beautiful, I've many friends far cuter. I can't complain or tax my brain. My friend is a computer.
Sick by Shel Silverstein. I cannot go to school today, said little Peggy and McKay. I have the measles and mumps, a gash, a rash, and purple bumps. My mouth is wet, my throat is dry. I'm going blind in my right eye. My tonsils are as big as a rock. I've counted 16 chicken pox. And there's one more. That makes 17. And don't you think my face looks green? My leg is cut. My eyes are blue. It might be asthmatic flu. I cough and sneeze and gasp and choke. I'm sure that my left leg is broke. My hip hurts so I move my chin. My belly button's caving in. My back is wrenched, my ankle's sprained. My appendix pains each time it rains. My nose is cold, my toes are numb. I have a sliver in my thumb. My neck is stiff, my voice is weak. I hardly whisper when I speak. My tongue is filling up my mouth. I think my hair is falling out. My elbows bent, my spine ain't straight. My temperature is 108. My brain is shrunk, I cannot hear. There's a hole inside my ear. I have a hangnail and my heart is what? What's that? What's that you say? You say today is Saturday. Goodbye, I'm going out to play.
Hello, my name is Jacob Ivy and my poem is Homework on Homework. Homework on homework. I hate you, you stink. I wish I could wash you away in the sink if only a bomb would explode you to bits. Homework on homework, you're giving me fits. I'd rather take baths with a man-eating shark or wrestle a lion alone in the dark, eat spinach and liver, pet 10 porcupines, and tackle my homework my teacher assigns. Homework on homework, you're last on my list. I simply can't see why you even exist. If you just disappear, I'll tickle me pink. Homework on homework, I hate you, you stink.
Hello, my name is Xander Wheeler, and I'll be reciting Homework Stew by Ken Nesbitt. I cooked my math book in a broth and stirred it to a steaming froth. I threw in papers and pencils too to make a pot of homework stew. I turned the flame up nice and hot and tossed my binder in the pot. I sprinkled in my book report with colored markers by the quart. Despite its putrid, noxious gas, I proudly took my stew to class. Although the smell was so grotesque, I set it on my teacher's desk. My teacher said, "You're quite a chef, but still, you're going to get an F." I didn't ask for homework's due. I said tomorrow, homework's due.
Hi, my name is Calla Woodruff, and the poem I will be reciting today is called Ickle Me Pickle Me Tickle Me Too. Ickle me pickle me tickle me too, went for a ride in a flying shoe. Hooray, what fun, it's time we flew, said Ickle me pickle me tickle me too. Ickle was captain and Pickle was crew, and Tickle sipped coffee and Logan stew. As higher and higher they flew, Ickle me pickle me tickle me too. Ickle me pickle me tickle me too, over the sun and beyond the blue. Hold on, stay in, I hope we do, cried Ickle me pickle me tickle me too. Ickle me pickle me tickle me too, never returned to the world they knew, and nobody knows what happened to dear Ickle me pickle me tickle me too.
Noise Day by Shel Silverstein. Let's have one day for girls and boyses to make the grandest noises. Shriek, scream, holler, and yell. Buzz a buzzer, clang a bell. Sneeze, hiccup, whistle, shout. Laugh until your lungs were out. Toot a whistle, kick a can. Bang a spoon against a pan. Sing, yodel, bellow, hum. Blow a horn, beat a drum. Rattle a window, slam a door. Scrape a rake across the floor. Use a drill, drive a nail. Turn the hose on the garbage pail. Shout yahoo, hurrah, hooray. Turn up the music all the way. Try and bounce your bowling ball. Ride your skateboard up the wall. Chomp your food with a smack and a slurp. Chew, chomp, hiccup, burp. One day a year, do all of these. The rest of the days, be quiet, please.
Hello, my name's Amelia Williams, and I will be reciting the poem Poor Cinderella by Ken Nesbitt. Poor Cinderella, whose stepmom was mean, could never see films rated PG-13. She hasn't a cell phone and no DVD, no notebook computer or pocket TV. She wasn't allowed to play video games. The tags on her clothes are unfashionable names. Her shoes were not trendy enough to be cool. No limousine chauffeur would drive her to school. Her house had no drawing room, only a den. Her bedtime, poor darling, was 10:15. Well, one day Prince Charming declared that a ball would be held in his honor, and maidens from all over the kingdom was welcome to come and party to techno and jungle house drum. But poor Cinderella, with nothing to wear, collapsed in her stepmother's lazy boy chair. She let out a sigh with a lump in her throat, then sniffled and picked up the TV remote. She surfed channel 0 to channel 110, then went back to 0 and started again. She watched music videos, sitcoms, and sports commercials, and talk shows and weather reports. But no fairy godmother came to her side to offer a dress or a carriage to ride. So poor Cinderella's been sitting there since, while one of her stepsisters married the prince. She sits there and sadly complains to the screen, if only her stepmother wasn't so mean. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Serena, and today I will be reciting Monster Details by Marissa Forney. There once was a writer who wrote quite a bit. She wrote every minute, I'll have to admit. She wrote in the morning, she wrote in the night. To write was her passion, her love, her delight. She wrote in her treehouse, she wrote in the pool. She wrote on the porch, in the car, and at school. But this writer forgot something writers should know. To describe when you write is the details that show. She wrote about a monster, but no one can tell if they're playful, short, or not well. What did they look like? What did they wear? Did it have 7 eyes, ugly bugs in their hair? Was the fur polka dotted, and was their ear sort of dinky? And since monsters didn't bathe, did they smell kind of stinky? We all tried to picture the monster she knew, but she gave us no details, so she gave us no clue. So what could have been the best story in town? Left us disappointed, confused, and let down. What's wrong? She inquired. No clapping, no glory. Did you not like what I wrote in my cool monster story? We gently advised her without being cruel, that we needed to picture her monster so cool. Goozooks, she exploded. I blundered, I blew it. If you choose one, I'll provide them, I'll do it. I promise that in my next writing conniption, I'll add super details and splendid descriptions. And that's what she did, I remember it well. She described her monster ear, her monster bug, her monster smell. What an improvement, amazing, stupendous. Now I know her monsters are orcs, horrendous. She continued to write so as to impress. She headed for fame, for applause, for success. So remember this rule, you kids who are smart. It's the details are always the very best part.
Be glad your nose is on your face by Jack Prolensky. Be glad your nose is on your face, not plastered on some other place. For if it were, where it is not, you might dislike your nose a lot. Imagine if your precious nose was sandwiched between your toes. That'd clearly not be a treat. You'd be forced to smell your feet. Your nose would soon drive you to despair. Your nose would be an absolute catastrophe if it were attached to the top of your head. That it would soon drive you to despair, forever tickled by your hair. Your nose within your ear would be absolute catastrophe. Dead. For when you're obligated to sneeze, your brain would rattle from the breeze. Your nose instead, through thick and thin, remains between your eyes and chin, not plastered on some other place. Be glad your nose is on your face.
My Puppy Plays Piano by Ken Nesbitt. My puppy plays piano. It's the strangest thing to see. It seems while I was practicing, he learned by watching me. He started out on chopsticks, then he learned to play some Bach. It wasn't long before he knew the blues and classic rock. He also taught my kittens how so they could play duets, and they formed a band and practiced hard and traveled all around and instantly got famous for their catchy pet rock sound. They hated Smash Record, and it wasn't very long before my pets were millionaires because they wrote this song.
Hi, my name is London Davis, and I will be citing teacher, and I'm representing West Noon Elementary. You are the heart of every classroom, the soul of every school, the mind behind the message that learning is cool. Your courage and commitment is that of legends told. Each day you teach our children is a day to rejoice. Because of you, our children will have their own voice. So thank you. Dear teacher, for passing knowledge through the years. You thought you were memorizing teacher when you were eliminating fears. Thank you.
Taylor Poindexter, and I am going to be reciting Booker T and W.E.B. by Dudley Randall. It seems to me, said Booker T, it shows a mighty lot of cheek to study chemistry in Greek, when Mr. Charlie needs a hand to hold the cotton on his land. And when Miss Ann looks for a cook, why stick your nose inside of a book? I don't agree, said W.E.B. If I should have the drive to seek knowledge of chemistry or Greek, I'll do it. Charles and Miss can look another place for a hand or a cook. Some men rejoice the skill of hand, some cultivating land, but there are others who maintain the right to cultivate the brain. It seems to me, said Booker T, that all you folks have missed the boat who shout about the right to vote and spend vain days and sleepless nights in uproar over civil rights. Just keep your mouth shut and do not grouse for work and save and buy a house. I don't agree, said W.E.B. For what can property avail if dignity and justice fail? Unless you help make the laws, they're still your house with trumped up claws. A rope as tight, a fire as hot, no matter how much cash you've got. So speak soft and try your little plan. But as for me, I'll be a man. It seems to me, said Booker T. I don't agree, said W.E.B.
Hi, my name is Aaron Barker, reciting Dreams by me, Aaron Barker. Dreams, we've all had. Dreams to me are amazing. They could be good or bad, in or out of control. You can make your characters mad, sad, crazy, or bad. Dreams are always different. Your dream could have a rocket ship or a crazy fish. Dreams are not always good ones. They could be dark and scary. Dreams are as crazy as a fish in a tree or a cat on a rack. There are many things to do and see in a dream. I want to have many dreams. Anything could happen in a dream.
Hi, my name is Carson, and I will be reciting the poem Toothpaste by Stanley Warren. There is toothpaste on my fingers, there is toothpaste in my nose, there is toothpaste on the mirror in 100 squiggly rows. There is toothpaste in my PJs, how it got there, you can guess. There are gobs of gooey toothpaste in the toilet, what a mess. There is toothpaste in the bathtub overflowing on the floor. It's congealing on the ceiling and it's dripping down the door. Every time I squeeze the toothpaste, it sprays north and west and south. There is toothpaste almost everywhere except inside my mouth.
Hello, my name is Jakaya Allen, and today I'll be performing Being by the Night by Edgar Guest. The other night, about 2 o'clock, or maybe it was 3, An elephant with shining tusks came chasing after me, and he was out to eat me up. But still, I didn't scream or let him see that I was scared. A better thought I had. I just escaped from where I was and crawled in bed with Dad. One time, there was a giant who was horrible to see. He had 3 heads and 20 arms, and he came after me. And red hot fire came from his mouth, and every hand was red. And he declared he'd grind my bones and make them into bread. But I was just too smart for him. I fooled him my bad. Before his hands could collar me, I crawled in bed with Dad. I ain't scared of nothing that comes pestering me at night. Once I was chased by 40 ghosts, all shimmery and white, and I just chased them around the room, and I think maybe I have to stop and rest a while. Whew. While they could capture me. Then when they left on my bed, oh gee, but they were mad to find that I had slipped away and crawled in bed with Dad. No giants, ghosts, or elephants have dared to come in there, because if they did, he'd beat them up and chase them to their lair. They just hang around the children's room and snap and snort and bite and laugh if they can make them yell for help with all their might. But I don't never yell out loud. I'm not that sort of lad. I slip out from the covers and crawl in bed with Dad.
Hello, my name is Maggie Smallwood, and I will be reciting the poem called Hungry Mungry. Hungry Mungry sat at supper, took his knife and spoon and fork, ate a bowl of mushroom soup, ate a slice of roasted pork, ate a dozen stewed tomatoes, 27 deviled eggs, 15 shrimp, 9 baked potatoes, 32 fried chicken legs, a shank of lamb, a boiled ham, 2 bowls of grits, some black-eyed peas, 4 chocolate shakes, 8 angel cakes, 9 custard pies with Munster cheese, 10 pots of tea, and after he had eaten all he was able, he poured some broth on the tablecloth and ate the kitchen table. His parents said, "Oh, Hungry Mungry, stop these silly jokes." Mungry opened up his mouth and gulped. He ate his folks. And then he ate up all the people in the neighborhood. Up came 20 angry policemen shouting, "Stop and cease." Mungry opened up his mouth and gulped. He ate the police. Soldiers came with tanks and guns. Said Mungry, "They can't harm me." He just smiled and licked his lips and ate the U.S. Army. The president sent all his bombers. Mungry still was calm, put his head back, gulped the planes, and gobbled up the bomb. He ate his town and ate the city. Ate and. Then he said, "I think I ate the whole United States." So he ate Chicago first and munched the water tower, then chewed on Pittsburgh but found it rather sour. He ate New York and Tennessee and all of Boston town, then drank the Mississippi River just to wash it down. And when he'd eaten every state, each puppy, boy, and girl, he wiped his mouth upon his sleeve and went to eat the world. And all the grass in Africa and all the ice in Nome. He ate each hill in green Brazil, and to make things worse, he decided for dessert he'd eat the universe. He started with the moon and stars, and soon as he was done, he gulped the clouds, he sipped the wind, and gobbled up the sun. Then, sitting there in the cold, dark air, he started to nibble his feet, then his legs, then his hips, then his neck, then his lips, till he sat there, just gnashing his teeth, 'cause nothing was left to eat.
Invictus by William Ernest Henley. Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cry aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade. And yet the minutes of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Good morning, everyone. And today, my name is Joshua Benton from Newton County Theme School. And today, I will be reciting the poem The Oak Tree by Johnny Ray Ryder Jr. A mighty wind blew night and day and stole the oak tree's leaves away. It snapped its boughs and pulled its bark until the oak was tired and stark. But still the oak tree held its ground while other trees fell all around. The weary wind gave up and spoke. How can you still be standing, oak? The oak tree said, I know that you can break each one of my branches in two, carry my leaves away, shake my limbs and make me sway, but I have roots stretched in the earth that have been growing since my birth. You cannot touch them, for you see, they are the deepest part of me. Until today, I wasn't sure how much I could endure, but now I've found, thanks to you, I'm stronger than I ever knew.
My name is Lincoln Muldoon, and I'm going to be presenting the poem In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row, that mark our place, and in the sky, the larks still bravely singing fly. Scarce heard amid the guns below, we are the dead short days ago. We lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe, to you from failing hands we throw. The torch be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep though poppies grow in Flanders Fields.
Hello, everybody. I'm Kevin Gooden, and today I will be reciting a poem by Ken Nesbitt. I made a meme this morning. I posted it online. I asked my mom's permission. She said that it was fine. Then people started sharing it. The next thing that I knew, my meme had spread across the world. It grew and grew and grew. By lunch, my meme went viral. It had 1 billion views. By dinner time, the TV had it on the evening news. I earned a penny, or maybe two, for every single share. By the time I went to bed, I was a millionaire. I thought of making one more meme that would go even higher. But nah, I'm nearly 9 years old. I think I just might retire.
The moon has a face like the clock in the hall. She shines on thieves on the garden wall, on streets and fields and harbor quays, and birdies asleep in the forest of the trees. The squalling cat and the squeaking mouse, the howling dog by the door of the house, the bat that lies in bed at noon, all love to be out by the light of the moon. But all things that belong to the day cuddle to sleep to be out of her way, as flowers and children close their eyes till up in the morning the sun shall arise. Thank you.
I shouldn't have stayed in bed today, and bed's where I belong. As soon as I got up today, things started to go wrong. I got a splinter in my foot. My dog made me fall. I squirted toothpaste in my ear. I crashed into the wall. I knocked my homework off the desk. It landed on my toes. It landed on my toes, and it was far from funny when I banged my funny bone. I broke my nose. I scraped my knees. I scraped my knees. I crashed. I bumped my nose. I scraped my knees. I sat upon a pen. I left with a scream. I poked my eye. The pain is quite severe. I'd better get back to bed today and stay there for a year.
School, we have Javon Jensen, If I Could Go Back in Time. Next, we have from Livingston Elementary, Jacoby Hawkins, If I Can Travel Back in Time. Next, Sadie Wyatt from Mansfield Elementary, A Day with Sacagawea. Did you get it? Oh, Sadie, come right back and look at Miss Partee. We have from Middle Ridge Elementary, Mackay Brown, A Week with Abraham Lincoln. From Newton County Theme School, we have Issa Jackson with Anne Frank. Give Miss Partee your big smiles. From Porterdale Elementary, we have Cedric James with Jackie Robinson. From Rocky Plains, we have Colin Eubanks, A Day with Jackie Robinson. From South Salem Elementary, we have Taylor Cooper, If I Could Travel Back in Time. Again, let's give our third grade Ready Writing participants another hand. So our first one from East Newton Elementary is Allie Marks with A Way to Cure COVID. Next, we have Danny Blackwell from Fairview Elementary, If I Could Change the World. Look at Miss Partee at the camera. From Livingston, we have Mackenzie Booker, If I Could Change the World. From the Newton County Theme School, we have Amelia Williams, If I Could Change the World. From Oak Hill Elementary, we have Journey Johnson, If You Could Change the World. From Porterdale Elementary School, we have Janiyah Willis with Change the World. From Rocky Plains Elementary, we have Olivia Talley, If I Could Change the World. From South Salem, we have London Baker with What Would I Do to Change the World? And last, from West Newton Elementary, we have Arthur Amu with Change the World. If we can give our fourth grade Ready Writing students another round of applause. So first we have from East Newton Elementary, Jackson Neely with World War Paper Plane. From Livingston Elementary, we have Pinwell Alinda with My Most Memorable Day. From Mansfield Elementary, we have Sarah Smallwood with My Most Memorable Moment. From Middle Ridge, we have Isabel Arredondo with My Most Memorable Day. From Newton County Theme School, we have Noah Fountain with An Amazing Day. From Oak Hill Elementary, we have Elijah Perry with What is Your Most Memorable Day? We have Lincoln, who's over here with poetry. Lincoln, you want to stand up? Lincoln Muldoon with My Most Memorable Day. He represents Porterdale Elementary. From Rocky Plains Elementary, we have Emma Caraway with My Most Memorable Day. And if we can give our fifth grade Ready Writing students another round of applause.
This script comes from the novel Just Grace by Therese Miracle Harper. It is a delightful story about a young girl, Grace, her best friend Mimi, her cat Crinkles, and the 4 Graces in her class at school. The story also includes a boy named Sammy Springer who is very disgusting and a really cool French lady who lives in Grace's basement, Augustine Dupree.
Grace begins her story with all the things she did not get to be.
I didn't get to be the helper to Mr. Magic the Magician at my very own 6th birthday party. Because Sammy Stringer spit purple grape juice all over my special shirt with the big 6 on it. Grace just knew that. Oh.
I didn't do it on purpose.
Grace just knew that spitting is pretty much an on-purpose thing. She finds it almost impossible to forgive someone done on purpose, even if it was almost 3 years ago. I didn't get to be the singing, dancing corncob in the Thanksgiving play because I was the only girl tall enough to fit in the tree costume who didn't cry real boo-hoo baby tears when she was asked to be a tree.
She was a great treat. She was a great treat even though she didn't get to say anything, and Mr. Frank kept whispering in her ear to stop moving her arms around so much.
My superpower is that I can always tell when someone is unhappy. That bad thing about that power is that she always tries to make the sad person feel better. Miss Luther is very sad. Miss Luther, Grace's neighbor, is sad.
She can't just change it to our regular, I'm not going to do anything to help someone else type of person.
Even if she wanted to. Grace's neighbor is so sad.
Her cat Crinkles, her best friend in the whole world, is afraid of her.
If you had the love of such a great cat, it would sure make you feel sad not to have it anymore. To find out how Grace uses her superpower to help Mrs. Luther read, Just Grace by Charisse Miracle Harper.
Once there was a little red robin. Her favorite food in the whole wide world was banana split with hot fudge, nuts, whipped cream, and a bright red cherry on top. She decided to make a banana split, and she tried to convince her lazy friends dog, cat, and duck to help her.
I'm in the mood for a delicious banana split. Who go to the store with me to buy bananas, and ice cream, and hot fudge, and nuts, and whipped cream, and cherries?
Are you kidding? Not me. I need to spend the day washing my hair.
Since you're going to the store, here's $5. Do you think you would pick me up a copy of Duck Style magazine? Well, I guess I'll have to go to the store all by myself.
So the little red robin hopped over to the Bargain Barn grocery store. When she returned home, she realized that she had forgotten to buy one important ingredient: cherries.
Oh dear, I forgot the cherries. Will someone go back to the store with me just to keep me some?
Are you bonkers? Can't you see that I'm busy chasing my own tail?
Are you kidding? Can't you see I'm busy playing with this piece of string?
Since you're going back to the store, here's $10. Do you think you'd pick me up some eye drops, a bar of soap, a pack of playing cards, garbage bags, tissues?
So the little red robin returned to the Bargain Barn grocery store. She bought cherries and also eye drops, soap, and other items that Lazy Duck had asked for. She returned home and prepared to make a banana split. Once again, she asked her friends if they would help.
Who will help me make a banana split?
I'll help if you help me up a batch of dog biscuits. I'll help if you open a can of cat food.
Do
Do you think you could pick up my laundry by any chance? So the Little Red Robin proceeded to make a banana split. She cut up bananas, scooped out lots of ice cream, poured on the fudge, and sprinkled the nuts, carefully following the instructions in her dessert treats for the birds cookbook. She added a heaping helping of whipped cream, and to top it all off, she added a bright red cherry. The banana split was ready.
Now I'm finished making my favorite dessert in the whole wide world, a banana split.
That looks delicious. Can I have a bite?
That looks really good. Can I lick the spoon?
That looks great. Hey, Red Robin, do you think you'd go up to my room and get my favorite bowl? You know, the blue one with the stars on it? I think I'd like to have a nice big helping of that banana split.
Now I'm willing to share my banana split with all of you, but you made me do all the hard work all by myself, which isn't fair. Next, I want each of you to help me out.
So the Little Red Robin shared the banana split with all the other 3 friends who enjoyed it very much. The next day, Lazy Dog, Lazy Cat, and Lazy Duck surprised the Little Red Robin by making her a delicious chocolate cake. The dog, cat, and duck weren't lazy anymore, and the 4 friends lived happily ever after.
Then it was time for school to start, and Wimberly worried even more. Fortunately, Wimberly meets a new friend on that first day. Soon, Wimberly realized that school is too much fun to waste time worrying. So sit back and enjoy. I present to you Wimberly Worried.
Wimberly Worried.
Wimberly worried about everything, big things, little things, and things in between.
Wimberly worried in the morning, she worried at night, and she worried throughout the day.
You worry too much,
Said her mother.
When you worry, I worry.
Said her father. Worry, too much worry. Said her grandmother.
At home, Wimberly worried about the tree in the front yard, and the crack in the room wall, and the noises the radiators make.
At the playground, Wimberly worried about the chains on the swing, and the bolt on the slide, and the bars on the jungle gym.
And always, she worried about her dog, Petal.
Don't worry,
Said her mother.
Don't worry.
Said her father.
But Wimberly worried, she worried and worried and worried.
When Wimberly was especially worried, she rubbed Petal's ears. Wimberly worried that if she didn't stop worrying, Petal would have no ears left at all.
On her birthday, Wimberly worried that no one would come to her party.
See? There was nothing to worry about.
Said her mother, but then Wimberly worried that there wouldn't be enough cake.
On Halloween, Wimberly worried that there would be too many butterflies in the neighborhood parade.
See, there was nothing to worry about.
Said her father, but then Wimberly worried because she was the only one.
You worry too much.
Said her mother.
When you worry, I worry.
Said her father.
Worry, too much worry.
Said her grandmother.
Soon, Wimberly had a new worry. School. Wimberly worried about the start of school more than she had ever worried about before. By the time the first day arrived, Wimberly had a long list of worries. What if no one else has spots? What if no one else wears stripes? What if no one else comes at all? What if my teacher's mean? What if the room smells bad? What if they make fun of my name? What if I can't find the bathroom? What if I hate snacks? What if I have to cry? Don't worry.
Said her mother.
Don't worry.
Said her father, but Wimberly worried. She worried and worried and worried. She worried all the way through.
While Wimberly's parents talked to the teacher, Mrs. Peachum, Wimberly looked around the room. Then Mrs. Peachum said,
Wimberly, there is someone I think you should meet.
Her name was Jewel. She was standing by herself. She was wearing stripes. She was holding a doll.
At first, Wimberly and Jewel just peeked at each other. This is Petal.
Said Wimberly.
This is Nibblet.
Said Jewel.
Petal waved. Nibblet waved back.
Hi.
Said Petal.
Hi.
Said Nibblet.
I rub her ears.
Said Wimberly.
I rub her nose.
Said Jewel.
Throughout the morning, Wimberly and Jules sat side by side and played together whenever they could. Petal and Nibble sat side by side too.
Wimberly worried, but no more than usual, and sometimes even less.
Before Wimberly knew it, it was time to go home.
Come back tomorrow.
Caught Mrs. Peachum as the students walked out the door. Wimberly turned and smiled and waved. She said,
I will. Don't worry.
You've heard about Paul Bunyan, the greatest lumberjack of all time?
And you've heard about Pecos, World's Greatest Cowboy?
Now let's tell you about the world's
biggest,
fastest, bestest sign painter.
That's me, Slappy Hooper.
You better believe Slappy was biggest. Why? He was 7 feet tall with shoulders to match, and he weighed 300 pounds. Even without his cap and coverall and brush and bucket.
And fastest?
Just give me an 8-inch brush.
Slip, slop, slap. The job was done.
And not a brush stroke in sight.
And you bet Slappy was best as I was on account of his picture.
No one ever been so true to life.
In fact, some folks said they were too true to life.
Slappy Trouble started with the huge red rose he painted on the sign for Rose's Florist Shop.
Slappy, it's so real.
Said Miss Rose Red, the owner.
Why can I just about smell the fragrance?
But a week later, Rose Red fluttered into Slappy's sign shop.
Slappy, that time yours was too good.
Too good?
That's right, the bees got wind of it, swarmed all over that rose trying to get in. They scared away all my customers. That was bad enough, but wait till you see what's happened now.
When Slappy reached the florist shop, Slappy saw that the bees were gone, but the rose had withered and died.
No one buys from flowers with a flower on her sign. That's the last thing you'll pay for me, Slappy Hooper. The store I get around when most folks just laughed. And they still wanted Slappy to do their signs.
His next job was to paint a billboard for the Eagle Messenger Service. Slappy painted an eagle 3 times larger than life. Amazing, said Miss Baldwin Eagle. It's so real, I could swear I saw it blink. Wait a minute, I did see it blink. Then the bird flapped its wings and flew right off the billboard. That sign was too good. That's the last thing you'll pay for me, Slappy Hooper.
Folks were getting scared to hire Slappy, but at last, he got a job from the Sunshine Travel Agency.
The billboard was to show a man and a woman on a beach toasting under a hot sun. Slappy painted it the day right after a big snowstorm.
Wonderful.
Said Mrs. Ray Sunshine.
Well, that sign makes me feel hot, and look, the snow on the sidewalk is melting.
But a couple of days later, Slappy got a call. Ring, ring.
Slappy, your sign is too good. Get time your right away.
When Slappy arrived, he saw that the sidewalk in front of the billboard were covered with beach chairs. People sat around in swimsuits and sunglasses, sipping lemonade and splashing suntan lotion.
They're blocking traffic in the Maryland meet. Besides, they wouldn't need a travel agency if they take the vacation too. You gotta do something, Slappy.
So Slappy set up his gear and got to work. He painted the sun much hotter. For long, the crowd started sweating buckets and complaining of sunburn. Soon then, everyone packed up and left.
Good work, Slappy. Look at that.
Slappy. The man and the woman on the billboard were even walking off too.
Just then, a lick of flame shot up the street across the building. Slappy's sign had set it on fire. In a few minutes, 5 trucks clanged up and 5 footers turned, hosing the flames. Slappy, try something else.
Slappy got back to work. He painted a storm cloud across that sun. But he had to jump clear when the cloud shot bolts of lightning.
Then the storm broke. Slappy's cloud rained so hard, the billboard overflowed and flooded all of Main Street.
Never again, Slappy Hooper.
After that, no one on earth would hire Slappy. It looked as if his sign painting days were done.
So Slappy Slappy felt so low, he made up his mind to throw his paint kit in the river. He dragged it onto the tallest bridge in town and was just about to chuck it, but a voice thundered up beside him.
Don't dump that gear, Slappy. You're gonna need it.
Right next to Slappy stood a man, almost as big as Slappy himself. He wore a paint-splotched white coverall and cap with two little angel wings sticking out. He carried a 8-inch brush.
Who are you?
I'm Michael from the Heavenly Sign Company. The boss has been around you for some time, Slappy. He's got a job for you if you don't mind working in the rain.
Tell me about it.
We need someone to paint a rainbow this Wednesday. Most of the time we handle all the rainbows ourselves. It's going to rain in a bunch of places this Wednesday. We could sure use your help.
I mean, man.
Said Slappy.
That Wednesday morning, Slappy ran in a canyon and set it in a big cow pasture. He tied 2 ropes to a scaffold and ran the other ends through a couple of skyhooks. Then he loaded the skyhooks into the canyon and shot them straight up. Boom! Sure enough, the skyhooks caught in the sky.
Slappy ran on, and Slappy felt the first raindrops. He piled all his paints and brushes onto the scaffold and hoisted himself up, up, and up. He kept going till he was just under the clouds. Then he started to paint.
Slip,
slop,
slap.
He had only just finished when the sun popped through the clouds and lit up what he'd done.
There never were a finer rainbow. It had every color you could imagine. Each one blended perfectly with the next.
And not a brush stroke in sight.
Just then, Slappy felt a big jolt. He had looked up to see what had caused it.
Oh no!
The sun had run smacked into the skyhooks.
Slappy shut his eyes and waited for the long drop to the ground. When he looked again, he saw why.
For heaven's sake.
Slappy's skyhooks had caught onto the sun itself, and the sun was pulling his rig across the sky.
Now another sign painter might have been frightened. And not Slappy Hooper, he was enjoying the ride.
He covered a good distance when Michael appeared on the scaffold beside him.
The boss liked the rainbow, Slappy.
You mean it? It wasn't too good?
If it isn't too good, it's not good enough. Anyhow, now that you're here, the boss has another job for you if you don't mind working odd hours.
Tell me about it.
It's the sunrise and sunset. I guess you know the boss has been doing it himself since time began. Like to give someone else a chance.
I'm your man.
Said Slappy Hooper.
Slappy's been up there ever since.
Of course you can't see him with the sun so bright, but he's up there all the same.
Night and day, the sun pulls Slappy and his rig around the world. And every time Slappy comes to the horizon, he reaches up with his 8-inch brush.
Slip,
slop,
slap.
The job is done.
And never a brush stroke in sight.
Look at these beautiful flowers. Oh, I wish I didn't have to go to school today. I'd like to stay in the garden all day, climb trees, and help with the animals.
Much as I'd like you to help with the farm fair, you have to go to school today.
Where's Bob going with that axe, Mother?
Out to the pig house. Some piglets were born last night.
Well, I don't understand why he needs an axe.
Well, my dear, one of the piglets is very small and weak. So your father has decided to do away with it.
Do away with it? You mean kill it? Just because it's smaller than the others? But it's not fair. The pig couldn't help being born small. If I was born small, Brother Jude had killed me too.
Of course not. But a baby girl is one thing. A piglet is quite another.
Well, I don't think there's any difference at all. Oh, look at him. He's perfect.
Well, Fern, he's all yours. You will have to look after him now. You'll soon find out what a lot of trouble a pig can be.
He's perfect. I'm going to call him Wilbur.
Fern spent all her spare time with Wilbur, who grew stronger and stronger and fatter and fatter. That pig is getting too big to stay in our garden, Fern. It's time you sent him to your Uncle Zuckerman.
I telephoned Mr. Zuckerman straight away. His farm is not too far away from here, and Fern will be able to go see Wilbur.
The next day, Wilbur was taken to the Zuckerman's farm. Fern went to visit Wilbur as often as she could. Soon, the other animals on the farm got to know Fern. They began to trust her, as she was gentle and kind.
Will you play with me, Templeton?
Play? Play? I don't understand the meaning of the word play. Anyway, I am far too busy searching for tasty things to eat.
Playing means to rhyme and skip and having some fun.
Playing does not sound like fun to me. It sounds like a waste of time. I prefer hunting for food and eating. I'll be your friend, Wilbur. I've been watching you, and I think you and I will get along very well.
But I can't see you. Where are you? And who are you?
I'm here, Wilbur, just above your head. I'm Charlotte.
Wow. I think you are very pretty, Charlotte.
Well, that's certainly true. I can't argue with that. Almost all spiders are beautiful.
Wilbur, do you know why Mr. Zuckerman let you fattening you up?
No. Why?
Well, I don't like bringing you bad news, but they're fattening you up so they can take you to bacon and sausages.
What? But I don't want to be turned into bacon and sausages. I'm too young for that.
Don't worry, Wilbur. Listen to me. You will not be turned into bacon or sausages.
How do you know that? Who is going to save me?
I am, Wilbur. Now stop crying. I can't bear hysterical animals. Well, I hate to admit this, but I am going quite fond of Wilbur. How are we going to save him from being turned into sausages?
Perhaps we can cover him in white wool and pretend he's a sheep.
None of these ideas are very practical. I have an idea, though. Listen to me. My plan is...
Do you see what I see, Lurvy?
Well, I admit, I wasn't very good at school, but I think it says some pig.
Well, I've never seen anything like this in all my years as a farmer. Riding in a spider's web? Who would have believed it?
It's a miracle, all right.
Well, one thing is for certain. He is too special to be made into sausages and bacon. I reckon we will keep him on our farm forever. And people can come visit him for a small entrance fee.